Janavala Girivala Yashodanandanam Pratidamnaranjanam Yamunatira Bhamasarayam Radha Madhava Jaya Jayam Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Prajakashaya Astottara Shata Shishrimad. His Divine Grace Bhai Jana Linda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. His Govind Vibhiti, founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki. Srila Prabhupada Ji Ki. Maha Krishna Srimad Bhagavatam Ki. Go Pramanande. All gross assembly devotees. All gross assembly devotees. All gross assembly devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Nasta Paraishva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Srimatan Swakata Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtanaha Ridadastohya Bhadarani Vidanot Suitatam Krishna Swadamopagate Dharma Kinadibisaha Kalo Nastadishamisha Puranarko Anodositaha Maha Krishna Srimad Bhagavatam Ki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 30. Title is The Activities of the Prachetas, or according to Vishnu Chakravarti Thakura, the Prachetas and the Austerity. Repeat after me. Maitreya Uvacha Prachetaso Antar Uddhadhau Prachetaso Antar Uddhadhau Prachetaso Antar Uddhadhau Pitur Adesha Karinaha Pitu Adesha Karinaha Pitu Adesha Karinaha Japa Yagyena Tapasa Japa Yagyena Tapasa Japa Yagyena Tapasa Puranjanam Atoshayam Puranjanam Atoshayam Puranjanam Atoshayam Maitreya Uvacha Pracheta Swantaruddhadhau Pituradesha Karinaha Japayagya Tapasa Puranjana Matoshayam Prachita Santarudadhau Pituradesha Karinaha Japayagena tapasa Puranjana Matoshayam. Devotees. Maitreya Uvacha Prachetaso Antarudadha Pituradeshakarinaha Japayagena tapasa Puranjana Matoshayam. Maitreya Uvacha Prachetaso Antarudadha Pituradeshakarinaha Japayagena tapasa Puranjana Matoshayam. Maitreya Uvacha Prachetaso Antarudadha Pituradeshakarinaha Japayagena tapasa Puranjana Matoshayam. Word by word. Maitreya Uvacha. Maitreya said, Prachetasaha, the Prachetas, Antaha, within, Udadao, the sea, Pituhu, of their father, Adeshakarinaha, the order carriers, Japayagena, by chanting mantras, Tapasa, under severe austerities, Puranjanam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Atoshayam, satisfied. Okay, the verse from Sanskrit to English. Stay like this. The great sage Maitreya said, the sons of King Prachinabarhi, known as the Prachetas, underwent severe austerities within the seawater to carry out the order of their father. By chanting and repeating the mantras given by Lord Shiva, they were able to satisfy Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Let's go repeat it together. The great sage Maitreya said, the sons of King Prachinabarhi, known as the Prachetas, underwent severe austerities within the seawater to carry out the order of their father. Within the seawater to carry out the order of their father. By chanting and repeating the mantras given by Lord Shiva, they were able to satisfy Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport given by His Divine Grace by Chanavinda Bhagavatam Sumishla Prabhupada Ki. One can offer prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly. But if one repeats the prayers offered by great devotees like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, Charagdev Parampara, or if one follows in the footsteps of the great personalities, one can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead very easily. For instance, we sometimes chant this mantra of Brahma Sanhita, Chintam Mani Prakara Sadma Shukalpa Vriksha Laksha Vritishu Surabhi Avipalayanta Lakshmi Sahasra Satasambrama Sevyamano Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desires in abodes built with spiritual gems and surrounded by millions of purple trees. He is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis. Because this prayer was offered by Lord Brahma, we follow him by reciting this prayer. That is the easiest way to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The pure devotee never attempts to reach the Supreme Lord directly. This is a very important theological point in our philosophy. Because some Christians, especially Protestants, think that we can go directly to God. It's only I talk with Him and everything is perfect. The most important way to worship the Lord is to go through the disciplic succession of devotees. The prayers offered by Lord Shiva to the Supreme Personality of Godhead were thus repeated by the Prachetas, who are thus very successful in pleasing the Supreme Lord. Here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is described as Puranjana. Yeah, he come back. No. According to Madhvacharya, the living entity is called Puranjana because he has become an inhabitant of this material world. Puranjana in the allegory, previous allegory, is us, yes, the living entity. But here Puranjana is the Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And under the influence of the three modes of material nature, he is forced to live within it. The Supreme Personality of Godhead creates this material world, Pura. Pura means city also. And he also enters within it. Andantara sta Paramanu, Paramatma. Chaitanya stand, the Lord enters within the heart of the living entity and within the atom. Therefore, both the living entity and the Lord are called Puranjana. One Puranjana, the living entity, is subordinated to the Supreme Puranjana. Therefore, the duty of the subordinate Puranjana is to satisfy the Supreme Puranjana. That is devotional service. Lord Rudra or Lord Shiva is the original Acharya of the Vaishnava Sampradaya called Rudra Sampradaya. Rudra Gitena indicates that under the disciplic succession of Lord Rudra, the Prachetas achieved spiritual success. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militanjana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistan Staptan Yena Bhutale Swayarupa Kadamahyam Dadatsva Patantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitnamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishekha Shunyavadi Paschachari Shatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyscha Kripas Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jai Dvaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Om Tat Sat. Maitreya Uvacha Prachita Santa Rudadhau Pituradesha Karinaha Japa Yagina Tapasa Puranjana Matoshayam. The great sage Maitreya said, the sons of King Prachinabhari, known as the Prachetas, underwent severe austerities within the sea water to carry out the order of their father. By chanting and repeating the mantras given by Lord Shiva, they were able to satisfy Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. Good morning to everyone. Thanks for coming to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So, we are in the Lila of the Prachetas. Prachetas are the sons of Prachinabhari. So, we have an interruption in chapter 24. Because these Prachetas go to the big lake to do austerities. It is recommended that the kings, now they are princes, but they will be kings. But this king, for the kings, it's important to make penances and austerities to achieve to get the post of king, the ruler of the kingdom. Yes, to stay more wisdom, more controlled people, and do in a better way this ruler of the kingdom. But before they go under the lake, or with whom the Prachetas meeting? Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva recite the Rudra Gita, the beautiful prayers. And they chant in these prayers and make austerities and come back. This is the moment that they come back to be the kings. From chapter 24 to chapter 29, we had the conversation between Narada Muni and Prachinabhari, because Prachinabhari was too much attached to the family life and to animal killing, through the sacrifice to the karma kanda process, and Narada Muni gave the illumination to the king, and the king make austerities and become a Krishna's devotee. So this is the finish in 29 chapter, and now after this interpretation, come back the Prachetas. Okay, I will start with a translation by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, very similar. Maitreya said, following the instructions of their father within the ocean, the Prachetas satisfied the Supreme Lord by chanting Shiva's prayer and by austerities. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur give a summary of this chapter also. In the 30th chapter, the Prachetas, by praising the Lord, obtain a boon from him, illumination. They leave the water, burn the trees. This is very interesting in this chapter. Marry the daughter of the trees, and then rule the kingdom happily. Vidura desired, because Vidura arises in the verses 1 and verse 2. And Vidura want to know what the Prachetas achieve. Vidura desired to hear the rest of the story concerning the Prachetas after hearing about the deliverance of their father, Prachinabhari, previous chapter, by Narada's instructions. Yes, take a lot of time, but Prachinabhari get. which was narrated in the middle of the discussion of the Prachetas. Satisfying the Lord, what boon did they receive? Yes, Vidura are very curious. So, after a pause between chapter 25 to 29 of this fourth canto, we return to the Prachetas narration as presented in the following verse. This is quote chapter 24, verse 14. Pitadista praja sarge tapase arnavam avishan dashavarsha sahasrani tapasar chans tapaspatin. When all these prachetas were ordered by their father to marry and beg children, they all entered the ocean and practiced austerities and penance for 10,000 years. Remember, this is another age. The people's living around 100,000 years, and because if you can compare with the nowadays, it's like people stay 10 years in a brahmacharya ashram. Thus, they worshipped the Master of all austerity, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. A first curiosity that arises among listeners of this Bhagavatam session is what the prayers that were taught by Lord Shiva to the Prachetas. Now, Rudra Gita. Gita means song, the song of Lord Shiva, Rudra. Would be like, let us then repeat a small excerpt from these prayers. Yes, these prayers are large. They started in verse 33 and go to the verse 69, and the Prachetas recite every day these prayers. I will quote 3 verses only. Open quote of Rudra Gita. Lord Shiva addressed the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the following prayer. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, all glories unto you. You are the most exalted of all self-realized souls. Since you are always auspicious for the self-realized, I wish that you be auspicious for me. You are worshipable by virtue of the all-perfect instructions you give. You are the Super Soul, therefore, I offer my obeisances unto you as the Supreme Living Being. This was verse 33, chapter 24. Nama Pankajana. This first line, remember a very famous section in Bhagavatam. Someone remember who did these similar prayers? Nama Pankajana Bhaya Nama. And the Queen Kunti in 8th chapter, 8th chapter of first canto, make prayers wonderful to Lord Shri Krishna person, yes. Nama Pankajana Bhaya Bhuta Sukshmendriyatmane Vasudevaya Shantaya Kurtaisthaya Swarochishe. My Lord, you are the origin of the creation by virtue of the lotus flower which sprouts from your navel. You are the supreme controller of the senses and the sense objects. And you are also the all-pervading Vasudeva. You are most peaceful, and because of your self-illuminated existence, you are not disturbed by the 6 kinds of transformation. Yes, the 6 kinds of transformation that the born suffer, and all things. Yes, the plants, animals, the living entities, mobile and that unmoved. They born, they growing, they reproduce it, they stay old, and after disappear. This Ruda Gita is quite long, going from verse 30 to 70 of this chapter, and ends with Lord Shiva saying in verse 71, this is the last verse, "My dear princess, in the form of a prayer, I have delineated the yoga system of chanting the holy name." Yes, the best system of yoga. All of you shall take this important stotra within your minds and promise to keep it in order to become great sages. Krishna is known like Uttama Shloka. Uttama, Tama means darkness, Tamaguna, and U means transcendental. So Uttama means transcendental, free from the material bondage, and Shloka means verse. So these verses that we learn from Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Prabhupada and Lord Acharyas are Uttama Shlokas. And this is a kind of chanting of the holy name, because we are glorifying the Krishna's qualities, Krishna's forms, Krishna's pastimes, and Krishna's names. All this is a species, a kind of chanting holy name. Of course, we have the chanting of holy name in our Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the Mahamantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But everything that glorify the Krishna's name, Krishna's pastime, Krishna Guna, Rupa, Nama, and Lila, this is have the power to purify our consciousness, and free us of this integram of material world. All of you should take this important stotra within your minds and promise to keep it in order to become great sages. This is the result of this chanting. By acting silently like a great sage and by giving attention and reverence, you should practice this method. The last line of this verse, okay, this is another topic. Yes, because the first line is two parts, Pachita So Antor Udadao Pitura Desha Kalinaha. In Sanskrit, this is the first line, and in Sanskrit, the second line is this: Japaya Gena Tapasa Puranjanam Atoshayan. Yeah? And the Prabhupada books we divide in 4 parts, but these 4 parts are 2 lines only. In the beginning of the second line, Japa Yagena Tapasa. This is a very important phrase or words in this verse. Japa Yagena Tapasa, that means by the sacrifice of japa and austerity. Japa means murmur, speak very, very opposite of loudly. What is the word? Silent. Silent? No. Speak very small. Quietly. Okay. It's very, very small. It's very soft. Yes. This is japa. And kirtana is very loudly. Yes. Kirtana is for everyone benefit. For the people that doing the kirtan, for another that heard, for the animals, plants, everybody, every this can get a benefit with the kirtan. But japa is very, very soft, very, very small. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Is for our personal benefit. Regarding japa, we already know that the Prachetas sang the Rudra Gita daily as a sadhana for their own purification. But in relation to austerities, how important would it be to do austerities for spiritual advancement? Yeah, many times we heard about that devotee, that sage, make austerities. Yes, like here, the Prachetas did the austerities in deep ocean, under water. His father also did the austerities. Another devotee, important devotee in this family, was Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj make severe austerities, and after 6 months, a little boy had the darshan of Vishnu, the Prishnagarbha form. So what is the importance of these austerities? Austerities, like Krishna says in chapter 18 of Bhagavad Gita, in the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, austerity and penances purify even great souls. Even great sages can attach get the purification. This is one point. This is universal, but austerity is very important. But austerity is the best way to get devotional service, to get Krishna. No. In the beginning, austerity is important. Prabhupada spoken in the next devotion, but after the devotion naturally developed in the devotee's heart, not more necessary. An example to us understanding this is who is the personality that make the more greatness, more strong austerities in the Bhagavatam or in this universe. Who can do this austerity? That's the more strong austerities. Hiranyakashipu. The austerities that Hiranyakashipu did is so amazing, it's impossible to do. So that the ants house, the ants make a house on the body of the Hiranyakashipu and eat the meat. He stay only in bones, and the prana circulate inside of the bones of him. So the austerity that Hiranyakashipu did is impossible to do. It's very difficult. But what was the benefit? He get love for Krishna? No, opposite this. Yes, stay very powerful, dominated the whole universe, the whole demigods, but don't have a prema in his heart. Yes, in this sense, austerity is the useful. But for neophytes, for everyone, a little austerity is very important. According to Srila Prabhupada, austerity means to accept voluntary things which may not be very comfortable for the body but are conducive for spiritual realization. For example, fasting. Fasting twice or 4 times a month is a sort of austerity which may be voluntarily accepted for spiritual realization only, and not for any other purposes, political or otherwise. When Prabhupada speaks about the austerities to political purpose, from who Prabhupada speak? Who is the person that Prabhupada speak here? Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi did in many fasting to get these political accordings and these things. So this was in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, chapter 17, verse 25, purport by Srila Prabhupada. And classical austerity that we had in Srimad Bhagavatam is the austerity of Lord Brahma, which proposed of create this universe. When Lord Brahma create and make population on this universe, this is the devotional service of Lord Brahma to Krishna, create of this universe. Sub-creation. When Lord Brahma was alone at the beginning of creation and confused about his duty, he hears the syllables ta and pa. Ta-pa means tapasya, tapasya means austerity, which means austerity. So from austerity, this entire universe was created. While sense enjoyment and material pleasure increasing led the spiritual soul to the illusion of the corporeal identification. That is, the more sense enjoyment without Krishna, the more we believe that we are this body. Yes? One is like a fall down. Yes? You go more sense gratification without Krishna, more our consciousness stay covered by rajas and tamas. Because the sense gratification, in essence, is contact with rajas and tamas. And more we become entangled. Austerity has the opposite effect. It puts us on alert, revealing that the pleasure of the senses is ephemeral and temporary, and that the soul is beyond it. Yes, we are not the body, we are a spiritual soul. This is the effect of austerity, this is the effect of sattva guna. But when we enter in contact with Raja guna and tamagunas by senses enjoyment, more I believe I am this body, I am women, I am man, I am from this country, I am from this religion, and now all these things. Gradually make our mind, austerity, gradually making our mind strong and controlled. In this context of Lord Brahma's austerities, we have some beautiful verses glorifying the practice of austerities. 3 verses. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, chapter 9, verses 22 to 24. Open quote, the highest perfection of ingenuity is the personal perception of my abodes. And this has been possible because of your submissive attitude in the performance of severe penance according to my order. This Lord Krishna is spoken to Lord Brahma. As sinless Brahma, you may know from me that it was I who first ordered you to undergo penance when you were perplexed in your duty. Such penance is my heart and soul, and therefore penance and I are non-different. I created this cosmos by such penance. I maintain it by the same energy, Krishna spoken, and I withdraw it all the same energy. Therefore, the potency is penance only. And this is very evident in material world. For example, if a couple married and they need make griha, make a house, money, and all things for conjugal life. What they do? They do work a lot. This work is a kind of penance, it's a kind of austerity. Or if these people that go to the gymnasium, the academic, to make the body more strong, they do many austerity. Yes, they have a diet, the diet very regulated. They make many exercises, many control, many penances to achieve this goal. So every goal, every success that is permanent in this world depends of austerity. Oppose this when the people only enjoy. For example, when people that have ignorance, people that have a money that the money was the father, and the father give this money for the son because the father died. How is the name of this? Inheritance. Yes. Thank you, Jagannatha. So many times, if the sons have the sensual mentality and only enjoy, what happens with the money? Yes, burning the soul, because the sense enjoyment is the door of to poverty. And oppose this when we do austerity, save money, all these things increasing. Yes. In other words, all permanent success in this world depends of austerity, because this world, this universe, was created by penances, by austerities of Lord Brahma. Okay. Another important word that Prabhupada works in his commentary is Puranjana, due to the fact that impersonalists make confusion with the translation of certain words from the original Sanskrit. Prabhupada takes great care that such words cannot have an impersonalist misinterpretation. So, and Prabhupada purports, when Prabhupada gives too much attention, too much work in a specific word, generally Prabhupada made this because this word can have a double interpretation. And we have the direct translation. The direct translation is generally an interpretation of Bhakti, because Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, in Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra, the goal of these scriptures is Bhakti. Yes, Krishna explained this in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 15. Mata Smita Gyana Bhuvanancha Vedanta Creed, Vedanta. The point, the translation of this verse is Krishna is the main goal of the Vedas. All translation, all the finality of the Vedas is give Krishna Bhakti. But these impersonalists, the Shankaracharya followers especially, they have another translation. They make a malabarism with these words and give another interpretation, and this interpretation is an impersonal interpretation. Because this, Prabhupada make a great work in his books to give the directly interpretation, the interpretation from the acharyas that evidence the bhakti process. Here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is described as Puranjana. Puranjana, according to Madhvacharya, the living entity is called Puranjana because he has become an inhabitant of this material world, and under the influence of the three modes of material nature, he is forced to live within it. The Supreme Person of Godhead creates this material world Pura, and he also enters within it. And Antara sta Paramanu, Chaitara stan. The Lord enters with the heart of the living entity and within the Atman. Therefore, both the living entity and the Lord are called Puranjana. One Puranjana, the living entity, is subordinated to Supreme Puranjana. Therefore, the duty of the subordinated Puranjana is to satisfy the Supreme Puranjana. That is devotional service. So, here we have the conclusion, we have the philosophy and the theology of Bhakti. It's like a painter. We have a painter, a person. We have a portrait. Yes, the portrait, and we have the cavalate that sustains the. This example is from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, in the purports. The point is, the painter is a person is one thing, the portrait is another thing, and this wood that sustains, that holding the portrait is another. Paramatma is one, us, Jivatma, is another, and the body is another thing. The Mayavadis will spoken that all these things is the same thing, because Krishna came from Brahmajyoti, Super Soul came from Brahmajyoti, and us, Jivatma, came from Brahmajyoti. When we achieve the self-realization, we found in this Brahmajyoti. Paramatma is an expansion of Brahmajyoti, and Krishna is an expansion of the Brahmajyoti. This is the Siddhanta of the impersonalistas of Shankaracharya. But this is not correct. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan, Edichan Sakulam Pumsa, Krishna is tu, Bhagavan Swayam. From his body, from the body of Krishna, came a refulgence called Brahmajyoti, and we are expansions of Krishna. Paramatma is an expansion of Krishna, but the Paramatma is Swansha, and us are Vibhinansha. What this means? That we are eternal servants of Krishna, and Paramatma is the Supreme Lord. We serve the Paramatma, not with this self-realization. We are found in Paramatma. Paramatma is expansion of Brahmajyoti. Okay? It's difficult? Okay. But understand that we are eternal servants of Krishna. Yes? Jivera Swarupahai Krishna Nitya Das. This is the first instruction of Krishna Bhagavad Gita. The first thing that Krishna spoke to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 2, in verse 12 is, me, you, and all these warriors are individuals in the past. We are individuals now, and we will be individuals in the future. Not we will found in Brahmajyoti. This is possible, but not is the best, the better way, the better path. Okay? Read this verse from Bhagavad Gita before we finish the class. Is it English?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Na tu evaham jatu na san na tvan neme janadipaha na chaiva na vishama sarve vayan ataparan. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Yes, this is the nature of the soul and God. We and God not are the same. We are an individual, and Krishna is an individual. And the relationship between us and Krishna is God, and us we are the servant of Krishna. This is the perfect sambandha. This is the perfect understanding of devotional service. Only when one understands this, he can make progress in devotional service. If we are convinced that we are spiritual souls and we are eternal servant Krishna, and Krishna is an eternal Supreme Personality of Godhead, it's impossible progress in Bhakti Yoga. But we say this every day. Yes? Sambandha Gyana. the knowledge about the spiritual soul. Okay, I will finish here. If you have a question about this or comment.
I have a question about, because you mentioned Hiranyakashipu,
Hmm.
and I was wondering why did Lord Brahma gave him so much benediction, because it was austerity, because he was a demon and
Yeah.
Brahma was the pure.
Okay, this question is very nice. Why Brahma gave these gifts to Hiranyakashipu? This is a part of Lila, because Hiranyakashipu asked a benediction that he cannot kill in air, on ground. Yes, many conditions, and the incredible that show how Krishna is fantastic, because Krishna not broken the Brahma benediction, the Brahma blessings. Krishna respect all this, and in this way Krishna killed this demon. Yes, but Krishna give other voice. Krishna give alert to Brahma: don't do more this. Don't give these benedictions for demons. This is the characteristic of demigods. Demigods are in Sattva-guna. They are very merciful also. Like Krishna is the source of all merciful. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate. So Krishna is too much merciful. Us, because we are part and parcel of Krishna, when our consciousness is pure, we us manifesting too much merciful. Remember, one time Lord Shiva gave the blessing to a demon, and this demon, everything that he touched exploded. Yes, including the head of another people's, he touched and this exploded. And what this demon did? He wants to try test this benediction with the own Lord Shiva. But after this, the Lord Vishnu intervened and used this benediction to demon. The own demon explode your head. So because the demigods gave the benediction that your worshipper ask, demons or good persons. Krishna, when Krishna give a benediction, Krishna give a benediction only for beneficial for the devotee. For example, if the demon want big mistake, big stick, big steak, big fillet, Lord Shiva give this. But if a devotee, a neophyte devotee want this, Krishna will give prasadam. The big fillet, big steak from Lord Shiva devotee will be degraded, this person. But when Krishna gives prasadam for his devotees, this purification of the devotees, because Krishna is the more great that give benediction. That the benedictions of Lord Krishna is the best, because purify his devotees. But the beneficence of demigods sometimes destroy his devotees. Like Lord Shiva is very, very poor, is a mendicant, is a bigger, and live in Kailash but his devotees, the devotees of Lord Shiva, are very, very rich. The devotees of Lord Krishna sometimes are very, very poor, the Brahmanas, and Krishna is totally opulent. So Krishna don't give many facilities or many opulence for his devotees, for these devotees not degrade. But when the devotee is pure, like Prahlada Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, on this moment when the devotee have a consciousness, pure consciousness, Krishna give all facilities, like Prabhupada. So if the devotee have the pure consciousness, devotee use the Lakshmi to spending devotional service. But a neophyte devotee can this virtue can degrade with this wealth, because this Krishna maintain your devotees in poverty, because in poverty we need to approach and pray very, very strongly to Krishna. Oh Krishna, please protect me. Krishna, please maintain me. The problem of wealth is we stay very proud. Yes, I have many money. I'm very rich. I'm very successful. I get with my effort great successful in this life. And you see these sannyasis are very perfect, and the sannyasis speak, I'm Krishna dependence. But they came to me and asked money. So rich man thinking like this, yeah, I'm very rich, I'm God. And last view. Because this the benedictions of demigods not so good like the benedictions of Lord Krishna. Sorry by the English. For understand better, read the one of last chapters of 10th canto, because Parikshit Maharaj asked this: why the devotees of Lord Shiva are so rich and the devotees of Lord Krishna are so poor? If Lord Shiva is so poor and Lord Krishna is so rich, why this happens? Because the kind of benedictions of Lord Krishna and Lord Shiva give to your respective devotees. Okay? Mahagrantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gopramanande, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. 6 or 7?
No, I have appointment. Thank you.
Oh.
Sorry.
Thank you, Maha Krishna. It was very interesting.
Appointments are so boring. The sun is more fun.
Prabhu, are you from Brazil?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You too?
I'm from Iran, born here.
Oh. From Iran?
Yeah.
Ah, good.
But the most special people I always meet in Hare Krishna environment. Here are the most special people.
Thank you so much.
Haribol.
You is very special also.
Thank you.
Welcome.